Here it is being explained that remembrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the sword that can cut through all the bondage which is the cause of suffering in this world. The karmic condition that we are all in is herein compared to a very hard knot. This knot is impossible to disentangle. Why is it so difficult? Because you know when you tie a knot in a rope, the more you pull both sides, the tighter and tighter and tighter the knot becomes. Material existence is designed in such a way that people are working so hard, day and night, just pulling this rope to make the knot tighter and tighter and tighter. In the name of material progress and sense gratification, we are actually putting ourselves in a condition of bondage that becomes more and more difficult to ever be released from. Birth after birth, we have been dedicating our whole lives to tighten this knot. And finally, when we have the association of proper sadhus, and we have enough realization through various sufferings in this world, we realize that this knot is choking us. In a simple way, Srila Prabhupada once explained, the material life is like a man who has a stick and he's hitting himself on the head as hard as he can, and then he's wondering, why does my head hurt so much? And if a sadhu comes and tells him, your head hurts so much because you're hitting yourself on the head with a stick, he will say, no, I'm hitting myself on the head with a stick because I'm trying to relieve the pain of my head. The pain's already there, I'm trying to beat it out. But the more they hit, the more it hurts. But they just cannot understand that what they're working so hard for to relieve the pain is the cause of their pain. Matirana Krishna paratashvato vavito mito vipadyet griha vratanam adanta gobira vishatam tamishram puna punascharavatacharavananam. Material life means that nobody, either by themselves, by their education, by their excellent material qualities, by the help of others, no one can disentangle himself from this situation as long as they continue the process of sense gratification. Because sense gratification, Bhagavatam explains, is like chewing that which has already been chewed. Srila Prabhupada used several examples of this. In the West, people eat this chewing gum, and there's some sugar in it, and they eat it, and all the sugar goes away, and all that's left is just tasteless gum. Since you cannot swallow it, you just take this tasteless, useless thing, and you stick it somewhere. I remember when I would go to school, under the desk there would always be this. Prabhupada said material existence means taking that gum that has been chewed to the maximum degree and it's already dried out. Take it out from the under of the desk and you start chewing. There's nothing there but the hard labor of chewing. And then you become frustrated and you stick it under the desk. And then the next day you come back and think, maybe there's something left there. That it's useless to try to chew the chewed. Prabhupada also said in India here they have the sugar cane, and sometimes it falls from the back of the bullock and someone picks it up and chews it, and then the fibers he spits out, and then somebody else comes along to see if he can find something left in these fibers. And this is the way our most valuable human energy is being lost. Human life is the rare privilege to become freed from the knot of material existence and to realize the eternal blissful nature of the soul. But we don't have time. We don't have time for spiritual life because we're too busy spending the whole day pulling this rope and tightening the knot. We don't have time to chant the holy names because our mouth is too busy strenuously chewing that which has already been chewed in the form of material sense pleasures. And the worst thing is that everyone around us is doing the same thing, trying to convince us that actually it's nice. They're all frustrated in their desires. They're striving so much to get something more. Every now and then they get some little drop of pleasure, and they're telling us how wonderful it is. If we want to properly make spiritual advancement, we have to take these words from Srimad Bhagavatam. Sutta Goswami is explaining, with sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. There is no means of release from the bondage of this world, save and except remembering Krishna. Because when we remember Krishna, we associate with Krishna. And Krishna is pavitra, he is all pure. By his remembrance we become purified from all of our previous karmic activities and their reactions, and we become purified from all of the attachments to illusions of this world. And therefore, every valuable moment of this human life, which is so precious, should be utilized not to further entangle ourselves, but to disentangle ourselves by Krishna consciousness. Modern education, without a spiritual basis, is simply the process of tightening the knots within the hearts of young children. Unless people have a spiritual direction and a reason why to go on living in remembrance of Krishna, all of our so-called activities to try to help one another is destroying each other. And in this world, this goes in the name of love. Love is based on real knowledge. Knowledge is to understand that we are not these bodies, we are the eternal souls, and we are part of Krishna. Knowledge means to pursue realization of our true spiritual identity, and to connect or dovetail every aspect of our life with our real, true spiritual identity of being the eternal servant of Krishna. So this is the greatest need in human society, the propagation of spiritual consciousness. For this reason, our Guru Maharaj was so anxious that we distribute his books, because within these books are given the real purpose of life and the way by which we can achieve it. And it is very necessary that either directly by reading or by hearing someone explaining properly, that we regularly bathe our consciousness with this transcendental knowledge.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.